Yo guys, it's the kid, 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 it's the kid. Apologies for my lateness. Please, apologies for my lateness. I was just busy doing some things, a few things that I've got to take care of. So it's been a slightly busy-ish day for me, man. So look, man, we've come in here for another daily live show segment, and this one was actually sent by because again, remember I told you guys to send suggestions, email suggestions. So this is an email suggestion that was sent to me. So I decided that, you know what, let's talk about this. And this is really about conspiracies. So this dude that sent it to me, shout outs for sending in the suggestion, that, you know what, I want you to talk about the different conspiracies in the world, and I think focusing on like the JFK shooting as well as the moon landing. I was like, oh, those are two rather very interesting ones to talk about, you know, because I've given you my thoughts about the moon landing. I don't believe we landed on the moon. It's all crap. Capricorn 1. But before I really get to the moon landing there, I want to maybe talk a little bit about the whole JFK thing. But before I do that, shout out to everyone that's out there. Shout out to the nurses. Shout out to the nurses and the doctors out there, man. This whole COVID thing is wild, man. It's just when you just sit back and really think of the damage this complete and total class A scholar piece of crap, bum ass, useless, no good, prickish disease has done, it just pisses you off. Like, this thing has single-handedly ruined everything. It has single-handedly totally ruined everything. So it's quite annoying what it has done. So, but again, I just hope that everyone is safe. Everyone is good, and everyone is on 300. Everyone is on that thing, man. So let me just, you know, give greetings to all those guys who are up in this live chat. Yo, what up to the people? What up to the people in that? What up? So let's go in. The babushka girl was, who is the babushka girl? I have no idea who the hell the babushka girl is. So let's start off first with this whole JFK thing. Now, I am not one that knows too much about politics. You know, I'm not this political dude, you know, and everything, but I just know the basics. And I don't want to base everything I know on the film. Because people say that, you know, because again, Oliver Stone made this film called JFK, which is an amazing film. You have to watch it. If you haven't watched JFK, whether you believe it happened or not, based on just the artistry and the editing and the coming together of that film, I think you guys should do yourself a favor and watch that film called JFK. So the notion that this guy, John F. Kennedy, was assassinated by the lone gunman named Lee Harvey Oswald. I mean, on face value, you say, okay, yeah, some dude, crazy dude, for whatever reason, maybe for some, went in there and killed JFK. The thing is this, and this is my problem with the whole lone gunman theory, because I compare it to the dude who killed John Lennon. You see, the guy who killed John Lennon, once he was killed, it was confirmed. It was confirmed that this dude was an obsessed fan. He was obsessed with John Lennon. He was obsessed with this dude, and he went in there and he killed him because he was obsessed with him. That's why he did that. So you already have confirmation that this dude killed this dude, and the reasons for why he killed this dude. Because my thing is motive. My thing is motive. What was the motive for Lee Harvey Oswald to kill JFK? JFK was famous. JFK wasn't a celebrity. He wasn't like a singer or so forth. There wasn't massive fanfare around him in the same sense of John Lennon. You could argue that John Lennon was way more popular than John F. Kennedy. More people know about John Lennon and those Beatles, who are overrated, by the way. Yes, the Beatles are overrated. More people know about John Lennon than they know about JFK. So my thing is, if you say it's just one man, why would Lee Harvey Oswald go ahead and kill this dude? For a reason. Now, this is what we know. This is fact. This is fact. People within the US government were not happy with the way that JFK was moving. Because the way that JFK was moving politically, it wasn't agreed upon by all of those others within the US government. And they were not happy with what he was doing and where he was taking America. So people can say, okay, well, even if you're unhappy, it is a massive leap to go from, oh, we're unhappy with what this guy is doing, so we're now going to go and kill him. But for my main thing is that it's just questions. I find it just I find it too convenient. Let's put it that way. I find it too convenient that the very moment JFK pulled that shot, seconds later, moments later, he was killed. Now, if you look at the footage, and you look at his reaction, JFK's reaction, I think his wife's reaction, there is not evidence, but there is an argument to be made that there were gunshots that came from different directions, because you look at his reaction and look at him looking at different directions. So there is an argument to be made that there were perhaps some gunshots from different directions. So that then leads to be that was there more than one gunman? But my main thing is the Lee Harvey Oswald thing, which is what I want to discuss with you guys. Is so people just say, oh, it's just a lone gunman. There was a massive conspiracy. There was not a government hype. But my main thing is this: why would Lee Harvey Oswald go through all the trouble hiring that sniper rifle? Because remember, I can't remember the other dude. I think there was another American president that was assassinated. Maybe you guys can tell me. There was another president that was assassinated during a theater play. But that was homeboy waltzed into the theater play and just gunned him down within the theater play. So that was just a case of like, man, I hate you. I'm coming for you. Now here it is. This is it. The Lee Harvey Oswald thing. That is an assassination. That is a professional. You just going up to someone and just shooting him point blank range. Anybody can do that. Getting a rifle, finding the right building, finding the right vantage points. And I think it was either his second or his third shot that got JFK. That is precision. And with such precision from a professional, he must have been hired. I'm just pulling in all the pieces in here. I'm just pulling in all the pieces that when you just put those pieces together, it feels as if this was a professional and this dude was hired. And he was hired to do a specific job. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, see, this is what I got from the film, is that it was a gunman killed on. From when you watch the film, and I think even when you read it and everything, man, is literally moments after he gets arrested, then there's that interview. And in that interview, he was alluding to something the way like, hey, look, it wasn't me or something. So there was a desperation of people wanting to say, no, let us interview this dude. And I'm sorry, it's too convenient that literally moments after he was arrested, he was shot. Now, who was the dude that shot him? That's what I know. Who was the dude that shot this dude literally moments after? That's what I want to know. So X-Men examined the footage and all agree the shot was from the back. There is no argument. Can I see these experts? But my main thing is, I just want someone's explanation and just someone to give me the argument of like, why did Lee Harvey Oswald walk alone? What is his motive? That's all I want to know. You'd have to be a psychopath to go through all. Just think about it. You'd have to be a psychopath to go through all that trouble to kill a president. You see, if it's point blank range, boom, anyone can do it. And you can't say that, that's not an easy. It's not about the shot. Even if you say it's an easy shot, the amount of work he had to do to make it an easy shot, finding the right building, finding the right time, finding the right weapon, finding the right vantage points, finding the right angle, the timing. This is expert stuff. So you would go through all this trouble because you have somewhat of a grievance. But my main thing is that why would he do this, man? He hated capitalism. But is that enough? Shout out to Paul Picklin coming in dub with the super chat in there. Lee got him with the first shot, but the second was accidentally shot by the Secret Service car from behind. Or was it an accident? Oh, so you're saying that the second shot was a response to the first shot? Because again, like, I try not to watch this is like I try not to watch too much of the actual footage because it's actually really grimy. You actually see his brains come out and everything. So I try not to watch too much of it. But so you're saying so that could be a thing. So maybe the second shot is from the Secret Service men responding to the first shots by Lee Harvey Oswald. That's a possibility. But the other possibility is maybe there was a shot from somewhere else. But my thing is that I'm one of those guys where there is no evidence that this was a conspiracy. There is no hard evidence. And for me, for me, I'm all about hard evidence. I'm not one of those guys where 5G is the reason why there's COVID. I'm not one of those 5G dudes. Please, I'm literally not one of those 5G dudes. But so there isn't enough evidence as to Lee Harvey Oswald, like that Lee Harvey Oswald was working for the government and it was a government conspiracy and this was a massive, huge master plan and this was a huge cover-up. But the thing though is, it's just certain questions that just leave me uneasy. That's just certain questions and certain queries around it that just leave me slightly uneasy, which is why is Lee Harvey Oswald's psyche. Now, people can say he hated capitalism, he hated America, he was a bit unstable, and he just wanted us to go out there and just sort of like prove something, because look, there are psychopaths out there, and there are psychopaths that can. So see, now this is the arguments for it being a lone gunman. Because look, I said again, there are questions to be raised. Professional, too much work being done, feels too well prepared, feels too well put together, and feels too well concocted. So there are all of these things in there. But on the flip side is there are crazy people out there. And nobody wants anything more, especially these crazy people who feel slighted. They want notoriety. They want to be known. And nothing will get you more well known or your face in the paper than I was the dude who killed the president. Not any president, but the American president, one of the most popular presidents out there. So it's very well could be. It's very well could be. But on the other side is, you see, now this is the thing here is when I watched the Oliver Stone film, because it was so well made, so well acted, I was like, all right, that's it. But it's a film. Now it is a film where there has been some research done by Oliver Stone, and Oliver Stone is a guy that you can say, oh, he's leftist, he's rightist, he's very biased, but whenever Oliver Stone makes a film, he really goes into serious research. Now, maybe his research may be a bit biased, but he does do his research. He's not just making a completely fictional film. But the thing, though, is and this is where we get the whole thing with the conspiracy. People were pained when JFK was killed. It's really hurt them really badly, and because again, look, nobody wants to believe that your own country people, your own country was behind the killing of one of the most popular presidents of all time. That is an awful thing to believe. But which is why so it's a good start that when you think of like an Oliver Stone or all these people, why would they even go there? Why would you think that's, oh my gosh, your own country people would actually say, no, we don't like what JFK is doing politically. So all because we don't like what JFK is doing politically and we can't remove him, let's just kill him. And then we can bring in a Lyndon Johnson who can now veer us in a different direction. But see, it's the convenience. It's the convenience. The convenience is he literally died before he was about to make some serious big moves politically that a lot of people were against. And if he had made those moves politically, it would have been very difficult to veer America in the opposite direction. So, but as I said again, with this whole thing with the conspiracy, if you want to believe something, you can ignore logic and just focus on boom, boom, bam. So maybe it's the case of the dude just was like, you know what, this is just a disgruntled dude, a bit messed up, a bit unstable. And he came through and said, you know what, I'm just going to just screw you up. And I'm just going to just kill. I'm going on a lone gunman, one-man thing of just messing you up. So, but where do I stand right now? I don't know. I really don't know, because stranger things have happened. So I cannot unequivocally tell you that this was like a conspiracy. But I'll be lying if I said, nah, it was definitely one lone gunman and it was only Lee Harvey Oswald and it was just him. Just something just makes me feel uneasy about saying that, man. So let me just see what else you guys are saying, man. See, some say it was a Russian spy who killed JFK. Oh, so you say, because I think they said that Lee Harvey Oswald was apparently a Russian spy, because I believe Lee Harvey Oswald also, I believe he also, I think he visited Russia. I think he either lived in Russia or he had like a family in Russia as well, but he definitely had some connections with Russia, I believe. It all started due to Bay of Pigs' failed invasion of Cuba. Yeah, no, it was something to do with Cuba. Something to do with Cuba, and I think something to do with Castro. And Lyndon Johnson and all those dudes, they were not happy. They were not happy with that dude, man. So, but see, my thing is this: is that I just wish Lee Harvey Oswald had survived, so he could be interviewed. That's all I wanted, because once he gets interviewed, then boom. Because people can say, because my thing is, okay, who was the guy that shot him? Why did he shoot him? Because what you want, see, this the key thing of an arrest. Of this, your emotion is you kill the president, we're going to kill you. But if you can catch the dude, especially this ones are like around Cold War time, is let's interview this dude and let's just see, is this a lot bigger than we already know? So, because what you want to know is, were you hired? Who was involved? And if he says it's just me, I'm not naming any names, people are like, oh, all right, well, we can squeeze him as hard as we can, but not. But if he now implicates other people and say, I was hired by this, on this date, I met him here, I met him there, then you can now corroborate him like, oh, well, maybe it just wasn't this dude, and so forth, man. So we're gonna go on to another conspiracy. Well, we're supposed to go on a conspiracy theory in here and everything, and I want to just bring this up to you guys, man. Actually, no. Bring it up. So this is actually no. Let me bring this up. Let me bring this up. This is about the moon, and this, see, with the JFK thing, it's I don't know, but with this, I'm pretty sure. So let me just pull this up right now. Capricorn 1. I really recommend that you guys give this a look. Capricorn 1. This is about related to the moon landing. You know, it's related to the moon landing. You know, and this is pretty much. I mean, let me just find a bigger. Can I find like a bigger thingy? Oh God. This is related to the moon landing, and it's a really insightful film because when I was growing up hearing about the moon landing, I was like, oh my gosh, wow. You know, what's it called? One small step for man and one large step for mankind. I was like, woo, wee. Damn. It's like, wow, America, man, you did that. You did that. You went to the moon. You went to the moon. I was like, amazing. Then as I grew up and I saw forth, I said, okay, so we landed on the moon in the 60s. How come there are no moon bases? How come we haven't fully, properly investigated the surface of the moon, how the moon works, and we don't have even more astronauts and people fully going there and giving us more footage of what's happening within the moon? Maybe I've been a brick all this time, but I have not seen any footage of other astronauts landing on the moon and fully investigating the surface of the moon. I haven't seen it. Now, Capricorn 1 is a fictional film, but it plants the seed of something interesting. It's about these dudes who are supposed to be going, I think they're supposed to be going to a moon or something, astronauts, but they get a studio and they pretty much film themselves going up on the surface of, I think, this planet, whether it's Mars or the moon. And then I then said to myself that America is the land of Hollywood. Hollywood was still popping off in the 60s. This wasn't the best. Hollywood was still popping off in the 60s. Would it be beyond the realm to say that this was all planned? Because another thing as well, because I go with reactions. Because I think Buzz Aldrin is still alive. And I think once this dude, I think there was this dude that's said to Buzz Aldrin that, like, nah, I'm not sure that you guys landed on the moon and so forth. And this Buzz Aldrin, like, just his reaction to it was really anger. Why would you be angry if people don't believe you landed on the moon? Just be like, yeah, well, whatever, and so forth, Because if you believe you landed on the moon, you don't need to be angry. But my thing is, we're in 2020. We're in 2020. And obviously, we're sending satellites to Mars and so forth. We're in 2020 right now. So your boy said this is a huge step for mankind. So when he said this is a massive step for mankind, okay, this obviously means we are now going beyond the Earth. Even if we've not even investigated most of the water surface and the sea surface, but that's fine. What he just says is a large step for mankind. Oh my gosh, man. We're popping off. We are popping bottles. We are now moving and advancing to the surface of the moon. Surely that means we are popping off and moving onto the surface of the moon. Where's my moon base? Where is my moon base? Where is my moon station? Where is it? Please tell me. How much have we advanced since we allegedly landed on the moon? Now, I watched this program on Netflix, interviewing this astronaut, and he went into a few technicalities. There's no atmosphere in space. Why was the American flag billowing? If you look carefully, you can see shadows. There are no shadows on the moon based on there is no sun and the sun doesn't really shine on the moon. So how can you have shadows? Shadows obviously mean that dudes were props in the studio, and there's just various different things. This is an astronaut. This is an astronaut saying this stuff. But people can corroborate and go back and forth. My main thing is this is just my view. there was a space race. There was a space race. And America, for political reasons, needed to be the first to land on the moon because they could not allow Russia. This was during the Cold War. During the Cold War. So this is a whole thing of whose dick is bigger. Yeah, it was like whose dick is bigger between Russia and America. And America's we're not going to allow Russia to land on the moon. So we are going to, whatever way, we are going to land on the moon, and we're going to have an ingenious, imaginative way of telling people we've landed on the moon. I'm sorry. Remember, I had evidence. I can't give you hard evidence that it was a conspiracy against JFK. I can't give you that. So from what we know, even if I have questions, maybe it was Lee Harvey Oswald. Bro, unless you give me hard evidence, because I wasn't born in the 60s. Oh, because it's on television, why should I believe you landed on the moon? Because it's on TV? Because you tell me, no, why? Have any of us been to space? Why? So that's one. That's one. So we literally have a robot on Mars, and this man says we haven't advanced. Robots, prototypes, satellites. Have any astronauts been to Mars? I just want to know. Have any astronauts been to Mars? I don't want to hear about robots. You said that this was a large step for mankind. Where are my moon stations? Where are my Mars stations? That's what I want to know. Says there's literally nothing. There's just a big rock. That's why they did. No. Nah. It's a flipping planet. It's a flipping planet. You can go there and give me more information about how that planet operates. That is a weak excuse. It's just a rock. There's nothing interesting. So we went there in the 60s, but we don't need to investigate it anymore. No? Bro, every time I go out at night and I look up at the stars and look at them, I was like, man, that's some weird. I mean, what's that moon about? What's popping off in our moon? I want to find out more. I want to find out the scientific, biological makeup of our moon. I want to find out. It's not a planet. Because you can't just say, oh, we went there in the 60s. Oh, it's nothing but rock. We're not going to go there anymore. We're not going to do any investigation. Bring back, if you say you went to the moon, bring back moon dust. Show me the moon dust. Bring back a moon rock. See, this is the funny thing here. Oh, okay, so you went to the moon. Prove you went to the moon. Where's the moon rock? Where's the moon dust? Show me substance. Show me substance from the moon. Show me substance from the moon. So, Mo, I am begging you, please show me this. Sorry, maybe I've been living on the rock. Maybe I've been living on the brick for the last few years, but I have not seen any other footage of us going to the moon since the 60s. Since the 60s, before I was born. But guys, so those of you who believe we landed on the moon, why do you believe we landed on the moon? Because all we have is the famous footage from Louis Armstrong. That's all the evidence we have. So why do you believe that we actually landed on the moon? You know that TV and footage can be doctored. You know that stuff can easily be done on the studio, very easily. So they probably got Kubrick to direct that footage. You already got him to direct that footage. So for me, I'm like, that's the thing, man. It's like, look, nah. I mean, you really sent people to space in the moon in the 60s? Were there any were there any iPhones in the 60s? What was in this? Was there any internet in this? That's what I find hard. That's what I find hard. 2020 will popping off right now. iPhones, iMacs, this digital 4G, 6G, 7G. We are riding. So my thing is that okay, fine. There's nothing to investigate. I want to see people playing football on the moon. I want to see people dancing on the moon. I want to see people. I want to see people make a film on the moon. Fine, just for my amusement, go to the moon and chill for like 5 days. Go to the moon and chill for like five days. So we can now prove that the moon is now a viable place because I want you to go there multiple times and do things there. Do several things there, and then I will fully believe it. But until then, man, I don't know, man. It's sketchy, bro. It's very sketchy. Um, so Joe, so you said the moon is just debris, nothing special. Um, do you know this for a fact? Now, Joseph, if you're an astronaut and you've been on the moon, apologies. Okay, hold my hands up, apologies. If you're an astronaut and you've been on the moon, full on apologies. But this is just my thinking here, and this has always been my thinking. You went to the moon in the 60s, and in 2020, you've not built a moon base. Because again, I'm a mathematical brick. That's what 50, 60 years that you went there, and there isn't a moon. All I want is a moon base. I don't care whether it's only just rock and debris and so forth. It's another planet. Even if there is nothing on that planet, it's another planet. That's crazy. So at least build some kind of structure there to be like, you know what, human beings, we've really sort of advanced ourselves because we have so been able to cross the boundaries of Earth. We have been able to build structures on another flipping planet. That's huge. That's huge. Just walking there, saying a few words. Sorry, bro. That's not my role, man. That's not my role. All right, guys. Last half an hour, man. I'll take some questions, man, because I've got to do a few things. There are a few people I've got to call, a few people that I've got to email. So there's going to be a bit of a shortish live one. So I'll take your questions right now. Have you ever heard about the Van Allen belt of radiation? No, I have. No. I've not heard of that. Why? What is that? Um, Van Allen belt of radiation. I've not heard about that. What is that? What is that? Radiation will kill most of us going to the moon. So if we have protective gear, it should be fine. Okay. So you're saying that in 2020 there isn't anti-radiation gear, really? So in the year 2020 there's no anti-radiation gear? Nah, I don't believe that. So, you see, if you're telling me that in 2020 human beings have not been able to build anti-radiation gear for us to go to the moon and chill out, I've got to put human beings under review because we should be having flying spaceships by now. Okay, based on the films that we saw in the 60s and 70s, we should be having spaceships. So I don't know what went wrong, and maybe that's something that we can discuss another time. How is it in 2020? We still have petrol-fueled cars. We still have regular buildings. We're still using notes of paper, and we're still stuck on Earth. By now, we should be chilling in Mars, chilling in all the planets, man. But so I don't know, man. I mean, how great are human beings really? How great are human beings really? My theory about aliens is that they're an evolved species that left the Earth millions of years ago. Bro, who knows? See, that thing is like, do you know the scariest thing about life? I'll tell you what this is. The scariest thing about life is this. We don't know ish. That's the thing. If you think of the Earth's timeline. Let's say the Earth's timeline is like this or something. Let's say this is the Earth's timeline. It's like this thing. This is the start. This is the end. Human beings are like this. So human beings, we are going to come to an end. But human beings, our time span is like this. There's all this stuff that came before, and there's all this stuff that comes after. Because trust me, there is going to be another legacy after human beings, which is what is so crazy. If you think about it, all of us that have now been born, we have just popped up and just appeared at a very particular finite moment in time. I think, guys, this world could have existed for billions and because remember, we say that this earth existed for many millions of years. How do we know it's not billions of years? Trillions of years. Or even crazier, we could be in a loop. This could just be an infinite loop of life. But because our memory keeps getting erased, we're just in this total infinite loop. So this world ends, destroys, expands, rebuilds itself, and time goes all over again. So existence, life, is just an infinite loop. Basically, it boggles the mind. If you think about it, you will start to go insane. And which is why I hate this whole self-isolation thing, because trust me, I try and just keep myself occupied, because when I just sit and just say, wait a minute, what the hell is this? Existence, people, sex, drugs, football, happiness. What is this stuff? Who am I? I mean, how the hell did all this stuff come through? The more and more you think about it, the more and more you start to go insane. The more and more you'll start to go insane. God created everything. End of this discussion. That could be true. That could be true. But maybe God isn't the concept that we think it is. Maybe God is the universe. You know. So I think I'm not too sure whether I roll with the Bible's definition of God, because the Bible is a book, a really good book, but the Bible is a book. So I don't know the veracity of the Bible, because the Bible is an allegory. It's not meant to be literal. It's not meant to be taken literally. It is merely just its interpretation. I should even bring Daniel for a discussion on the Bible, which I definitely want to have. So bro, I love random questions. Random questions is my thing. That is how I live. I love random questions. I was thinking about this a lot. Would you rather fight a gorilla or grizzly bear? That's a great question. That's a great question. First of all, I wouldn't be in a situation fighting these creatures without a submachine gun or a rocket launcher. So I will never be in a position if fighting these dudes if I'm not armed with either a submachine gun or a rocket launcher or a nuke. Because but if I have to choose between those two, I might roll with a gorilla. The reason why I'll roll with a gorilla is that, do you know how strong bears are? So bears are ferociously strong. Now, gorillas are super strong as well. But I think that, see, now here's the thing. Gorillas are quite similar to humans. So what I will do is this. Because a grizzly bear, I can't talk to a grizzly bear. I don't speak raw. I don't speak raw. So grizzly bear, that'll be a bit tricky. Again, if I'm the grizzly bear, I've got my submachine gun on my rocket launcher. So if I have a raw rocket launcher, it's cool. But with the gorilla, I say, look. If I have the gorilla, I say, look, bro, we apparently evolved from you dudes. Let's chill out. Let's relax. We are very similar. And I think that I would be able to communicate through sign language with the gorilla. So I think with the gorilla, I would be able to communicate. I can't communicate with the grizzly bear. So the grizzly bear will try to lubricate me. So I would rather fight a gorilla, man. That's what I'd rather do, man. So yeah, no, but I just say, guys, I love random questions, man. Don't you? Basically, if you know me, there is no such thing as a random question because I'm a random guy myself. It's just a question. So the more random, the better, man. All right, let's see what else you guys say, man. You know what? Let me tell you something about animals, and this is my theory. I don't know whether you guys believe this. We have really screwed over animals. The way they are treated, the way we abuse them, the way that we disregard them, whether they want to look at the meat industry and food industry. The reason why I don't eat fast food and so forth is how we've treated animals. I'm like, nah, man. Pamela Anderson was right. Nah, KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, first of all, it's unhealthy. And the way we've treated them is bad. Oopsies. But will we ever see talking animals? Okay, sorry, my theory. My theory is this. I believe there's going to be an animal uprising. I believe that animals will get sentience, gain understanding, and then you'll now be seeing a breed of animals who can now talk and who have greater intelligence and can now communicate. But just right now, if I'm walking on the streets, and I'm because normally I sort of walk. I think because dogs are racist. Every dog I see tries to bite me or try to chase me. So the dogs are racist. So, but if I'm walking down the street and I see like a dog, and then the dog says, "Yo, man, what up, baby? Let's ride." I'll scream and I'll run it in the opposite direction because that's not something I am prepared of. Hence why I say I don't want to meet an alien. I don't want to meet a talking animal because I'm not prepared for that crap. But I doubt we will see that. I doubt we will. But something just tells me that it may not be in our lifetime, but I do believe that there may be an animal that is born. Maybe it's through some crazy genetics engineering that can speak. They then have offspring that can speak. Then it will then spread and now have a breed of talking animals. Not only talking animals, but now they're now intelligent. Once you have that, animals will be like, because the thing is this. As I said again, give me a machine gun, man, a lion doesn't stand a chance. Human beings, thank goodness for intelligence. Thank the Lord for intelligence. If let's make it fair. Let's make it fair. We think with those let's make it fair. Take away all your clothes. So you're nude. You're fully nude, nothing. Drop yourself in the middle of a jungle. You don't last a week. You don't last a week. As human beings, we are losers. The only thing that keeps us afloat is our intelligence. That has helped to build technologies and so forth, and guns and weapons. Take away those technologies and let's just put human beings right in the middle of the jungle. We're done. We are done. We don't have claws. We don't have sharp teeth. We are nowhere near as ferocious as some of the animals out there. Even you guys think I'm messing around, man. Have you heard of this animal here? Oh, look, cute. Oh, look, cute animal. Oh, look at how cute this animal is. Oh, honey badger. I beg you, please. It's called a honey badger, so it tastes nice. Go and try and say hello to a honey badger. Please, 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 please. Say that. Say HH sends you. Go to a honey badger and say, "You man, what up, baby?" Go and say what up to a honey badger. You may, and this is me. You may walk back with your eyeballs on top of your head. Human beings, we are lucky based on the intelligence that we have, man. Based on the intelligence that we have, that's what we have, man. All right, so what is guys say, man? Oh, say we're in the middle of an animal uprising. So are you saying that COVID is an animal uprising? What do you mean by that? Do you think so? You're saying that this whole thing is an animal uprising, man? What do you think of about African magic juju? I've heard some wild stories. Like my uncle told me of some frightening stories. Well, like stuff like people who he saw die, people who he saw as at a graveyard coming back alive. Like for me, because first man, when you go to some places in Africa, especially in West Africa, man, bro, so some of the things you may see. That's what I say. Like, I'm not sure whether I'd want to be stuck like in the middle of like a remote village in like West Africa. You know, I'm not sure I want that because that is where okay things could not be getting slightly sketchy. Things could not be getting slightly sketchy, man. But I told you, about you okay, but you guys are funny, but go and find a honey badger, man. Go find a honey badger, man. Um, if humans had just the speed of a cheetah, humans would be OP. Um, but again, even had that, I am not sure how much you, Danny J, man, what up, baby? I don't know how much human beings would survive um, by themselves with no weapons and no tech in the middle of a jungle. That if you're super smart, you can maybe survive for like a few weeks. You know, hide out, do a few things, but you'll get got. You will eventually get caught. Although I heard a story, I don't know, I can't remember what it was. I had a story that there was this baby, human baby, that got raised by I think lions or something. So basically, this is like a real life Tarzan story where these human beings got raised by these animals, and so this child grew up and so forth in a jungle, man. So it is potentially possible, but I think only if you're like super lucky. Only if you're super lucky. No, but I said that I think it's like a real world Tarzan thing, man. It's a real world Tarzan thing, man. Child, child was by lizards. Is that true? Wait, raised by lizards. Um, yo, bro, Danny J, man, no, quarantine, man. Like, bro, look, man, I tell you this right now. You know, I mean, I think it's just. I think when you just think of all the stuff that this stupid COVID-19 has screwed up, man. It's. I mean, it's because I mean, cause guys, I'll keep it real. I miss the Champions League, man. I'll keep it real. I miss the Champions League. I miss the Champions League. You know, and I just miss just basically. This just shows you that how man you don't take things for granted, man. You know, and one of the great sayings in life, is assume nothing. Trust no one, assume nothing. Those are my two main things. Assume nothing, trust no one. You know, trusting people is a very, very dodgy thing. Now, if it's your family, boom, I think you should trust your family. But trusting anyone outside of your family, it's a big thing, man. You're saying we are stupid, but with our smartness, we invented guns and we can kill lions. No. I never said human beings are stupid. I said our intelligence is why we are where we are. We don't have the natural physical strength of a lot of animals. in the wild. We just don't. So, like, lions would rip us apart if not for intelligence, as they were doing before we got as smart. Intelligence is what keeps us afloat. But I just feel that there could be like animals. There could be, like what's it called, Planet of the Apes. There might be a Caesar. There might be a Caesar somewhere saying, "Look, we have to take over. These guys have ruled for so long and have ruled with an iron fist." Now, there'll be some cool guys who are very nice animals, but a lot of guys have ruled with an iron fist. So I think, it's time that we take over. And look, man, bro, the time that animals take over, you guys can deal with them. I'll be out, bro. I'll be out. Will you go to Russia on vacation? Not, probably not. It depends. It depends where I go to. It depends where I go to, because Russia is quite tricky, and Russia is not the most welcoming place for blacks. But the thing though is this: is that in almost every school I've been to, I have been friends with Russians. It's so weird. I don't know. Russians and Nigerians just share a strange bond. I don't understand what it is, but they just share this strange kind of bond. But Russia is quite harsh, man. So see, I would probably go to St. Petersburg for like a few days, knowing some people. But there is no in hell I'd want to live in Russia. There's no in hell I'd want to live or go anywhere in Eastern Europe. Because Eastern Europe is a whole other ball of wax, man. And look, I tell you, Putin is Putin is one wild dude, man. Putin is one wild dude. But just no, I have been friends with many Russians. Almost every school I've been to, I've either been friends with Russians or hung out and just been cool with the dude, man. So yeah, it's been alright, man. It's been, but I'm going on vacation. I don't know, man. That's what you gotta say, man. Oh well. All right. Is there any animal smarter than a cat? Now, from what I've read and from what I've been hearing, a pig is one of the smartest animals in the world. From what I hear, a pig is one of the smartest animals in the world, and rats are pretty smart as well. Do you know why we do so many experiments with rats? Is because their brain makeup is very similar to us as well as human beings. But pigs are apparently really smart, and apparently, like, pigs are very aware of danger, are very aware of it. So their awareness is pretty on point, And again, when you just hear about how pigs gets treated in the pig industry, and so that's why whenever you hear people say, "Oh man, this guy was like sweating like a pig," like, no, because a pig is sweating because of its fear of getting slaughtered, So I believe a pig might be the smartest animal out there, has the biggest brain. So I'm going to save that because that's such a big one. Because someone sent me that. Suggestion. So I'm going to talk about that because it's a whole big thing that I want to do and talk about Japan, about my experience and everything. So I will talk about it later, man. So don't say that. See, this is what you could have fight back against, is that football is big. And I told you again, like, I told you, if you it's almost impossible for me to get along with you if you're not into either football or films. So whether basically films, anime, cartoons, if you're not into football, films, cartoons and the arts, or music, but not really mainly football and films. And it's very because those are the two cornerstones of my life. Ever since I was born, the two cornerstones of my life. But you have to believe in yourself as a person, and you have to look inward. Because as much as this is a incredibly, incredibly annoying, very annoying period right now, you have to look on the flip side, which is that this is a time in which you can say, who am I as a person? What can I do? What can I achieve? Because when everything was quote unquote normal, you just go routine. Yeah, football this time, football here, I go out here. But now that routine has been slashed because I hate routine. I hate routine. So what this thing is now is, okay, what can I do that I haven't done before? You know, maybe I learn a language. Maybe I pen a story. Maybe I do some music. Maybe I investigate and read some books and research things like, because now I'm doing some reading. I told you I'm reading manga, and I'm also reading and this other book about Black nationalism, by the way. You know, guys, look, trust me, man. I'm sure you guys liked that comment I put, and issue 2 is done. And guys, trust me, when you see issue 3, because I already have the story for issue 3 right, because issue 1 was just testing the waters, but now issue 2 is done, and issue 2 is pretty good. But when you see issue 3, you guys are gonna laugh, man. You guys will laugh when you see issue 3 drop. So yes, there are things you can do. The worst thing in life is if you're reliant on a specific thing. So if this thing is taken away, then you can't function. You know, I don't think anybody loves football more than me. I don't think anybody loves film more than me. I am a film merchant and a football merchant. But I'm like, all right, you've taken both of these things away. I'm still gonna try. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm doing this daily streams. I'm not only doing this daily streams because of like, oh, you have to be like this YouTube merchant. This is therapeutic for me as well, you know, because I can talk about things, just, you know, get out of the whole mundane things. So these daily streams are therapeutic and helpful for me, so I can just conversate, get things out, whatever's on my chest, and just, you know, talk. And not just talk, man. I've heard about this. Dolphins are really smart. Dolphins, apparently, we can communicate with dolphins. So, yeah, because I don't know what it is. I think there was this thing where we can, yeah, I think they understand the Morse code or something. So dolphins, I think, are the only animals that I think can truly understand us, and they can actually relay and talk back to us through it's through English or through a Morse, but we can relate them. So that's yes. So yeah, no, I remember that dolphins can say what's up, man. Do you think humans and aliens will interbreed in the future? I'm working on a story. Well, actually, I'm working on a comic idea. This is an idea I have for a comic book. I'm still working on the future. See, this is one of the things I'm doing in downtime. I'm thinking of writing a comic book story. The next, forget aliens, machines, androids. That's the next thing. And you might see, so it's not interbreeding with humans and aliens, it's interbreeding with humans and machines. We are going to have a fully functional and almost fully sentient android. A fully functional and fully sentient android. That's what's going to happen. And once we have that, things are going to pop off. Things are going to fully pop off once we have those machines and androids, man. So yeah, machines are going to be the next big thing, man. Thoughts on high school sweethearts? Well, it's those are just things in the past, man. Those are just you know, it's because in high school and so forth, you're a different person. You're a different person. You're a different person than when you are when you leave high school. It's sort of, if for instance, you were into this girl. Oh boy. Um, in high school, and you meet them again outside of high school. Remember, this isn't a film. It is very unlikely that you would be as into them outside of high school as you were within high school. Because within high school, there's a particular psychology that everyone sort of shares within that high school. Now, obviously, if let's say you're together in high school and all the way through, boom, then that's different. Because people say, what's it called? The friends you make for life are the ones that you meet in university. But think about high school, that there's so much politics and there's just so much BS and all that kind of stuff in there. Because remember, you're teenagers then, so it's just a different kind of psychosis, man. It's a different kind of psychosis in there, man. Oh my god. Um, um, students who wants to stop eating meats. Any tips? I've stopped eating meat. I have stopped eating meat. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, I've and I stopped eating meat. I've stopped eating meat for about years, man. For about 4 or 5 years. And for me, it's I don't even know how to say. You just have to just don't. Is it the first few weeks I had, but it's about finding good alternatives. It's about finding other good alternatives. And yeah, if you because for me, like I eat a lot of fish. Most of what I eat is fish. I eat some chicken, but I am mostly on like a pescatarian diet, man. So that's the thing. So I mean, so if you find really interesting variations of other foods other than meat, that is what will help you. What people find hard is that I'm so used to meat, I'm so used to the taste, and the other stuff doesn't taste good because it tastes normal. That's when they're so hard to leave the meat. But and also as well, it's how your body works. I know for some people, they need meat and they just love the taste of meat. I'm not one of those dudes that see for me with food. I'm not one of those guys that I need that taste because I told you like I thought that oh my gosh, basically I used to eat duck before because and I stopped eating duck because I saw this family of ducks in like a stream. And then when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna stop eating ducks. So, but it's really you just have to just be like, I'm not gonna eat meat, and then just focus on the other foods. So that's what you have to do, man. No, I don't, man. I do not have a car. I fly. I fly like a bird, man. I fly like a bird, man. I'm not rich, man. Tell me, tell me, give me that Lambo, that Ferrari. Um, Life's journey, but 100%, 100. Like I say this to people. I I have learned more about life since I turned 30 than in the previous 30 years of my life. Because I was terrified about 2030. Oh my gosh, I'm going to turn 30. What have I achieved? I've not done anything. Okay, where's my family? Where's my blah, blah, blah? But literally, the since I turned 30, I have learned so much about life and about people. And it has kept me focused more. So the key to life is that life isn't just about you coasting through. Every single day you're learning. You're learning about yourself. You're learning about people. You're learning about how the world works. You're learning about what you can do. People don't say, this moment we're in right now, this moment we're in right now, this is a test of yourself. Are you just going to be bored and be like, oh, woe is me, oh my gosh, I don't have this, that's why I'm just going to sit up, but I'm not going to go crazy? Or are you going to be like, oh man, what can I do? Can I draw? Can I make music? Can I go on YouTube? Can I make this content? Can I go on stuff? Boom. This is the time for you to really go out there and be like, because as my brother said to me, he's like, everyone is at home. Everyone is at home. So this is the perfect time to say what's up. I know as well. As I said again, this is going to be a separate stream, and I know that you said that's male because Japan was amazing. I don't want to say too much because I want you to just say the full thing, but all I'll just say is that Japan is one of the most amazing countries in the world in terms of how it's run. It's one of the most amazing countries in the world, and I will detail my terrifying and my horrifying roller coaster experience. I wish I had the picture because there's actually a picture of me and my 3 friends on this crazy roller coaster, man. And you see the fear on my face, man. So wait, nobody knows how old I am, man. You keep guessing my age. Nobody knows how old I am, man. So your brain isn't fully developed till your late 20s. But even when you're in your mid 20s, you don't know anything. Even if you're in your mid 20s, you still don't trust me. No, I'll tell you right now. I don't know how old you are. I'm guessing you're probably in your 20s. Once you reach 30, you're like, oh, trust me, you would basically just say all those things that happened in my 20s. Man, I was a child. I was a flipping infant, man. You know, I was a flipping infant when I was in my flipping 20s, man. So this guy's just trying to guess my age, man. You know, as I said again, you guys will never, you'll never. All I'll say is this though, is that oh wow, guys, yeah, guys, oh wow, man, let me end it with this, man. Let me end it with this because I need to go on. I'm actually starting. I actually need to go and do some stuff. You're never gonna guess my age. And you'll never know it. You know. All I'll say is that my birthday is in October. I am an October baby. So when I'm in October, guys are like, oh, yeah, well, this is loser's birthday is in October. So let me roll with this right now. Wow, man. So everyone here is either in their 20s or their teens. This is what I always say to people, man. Hey, someone is in the 30s, man. Someone is in the 30s, whole thing, man. So don't waste. And I'll keep saying this to guys, man. You guys who are in your 20s, man. You have so much ahead of you. Treat this decade as a time to really experiment and go out and do stuff, because once you reach 30, you will regret it. You'll be like, damn, I wish that I did all that stuff and I messed all that stuff in during my 20s right now. Because your 20s is when you have the most energy and when you have life full of zest. So, because you know what really pisses me off? When I see 20-year-olds who act like they're 40, I'm like, whoa. You're flipping 23, 24. And people are like, yeah, man, you know, 23, I'm good. I'm like, yo, you have so much you can do and experiment. This is time where you can make mistakes. You can't make mistakes once you're 30. Because if you go and you say to someone like, oh, I'm 24. Oh, yeah, okay, why are you only 25? Once you say 30 just has a psychological weight upon it. And I'm sure all of my 30-year-olds can agree with this, man. When you reach 30, psychologically, mentally, it's different. Psychologically, mentally is different. The way you view the world, the way you perceive the world is all different, man. So, but even looking back right now, like, yeah, you see, I don't believe in regrets. Regrets are for bricks. Yeah, I feel I could have done a few things differently in my 20s here and there, but yeah, you know. But you should never live with regrets. You should always be looking forward. Always be looking forward, man. Guys, this is all from your boy. Remember, I'm going to be back tomorrow for another live stream, 7 p.m. I'm back again on Thursday for another live stream. Remember, it's Thursday is a top 10 show with your boy Machine. We're still trying to figure out what we do in the top. It might be top 10 comic book films, which should be later on. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's got it's also the well, just guys, just look on the channel. It's pretty much every day apart from Monday, which we'll be doing this whole live chat. Guys, stay safe, stay real, and I expect to receive a birthday present in October when I turn 14 years of age. So happy 14 to your boy HH later on this year. Peace out, stay true. I'm out.